And we have more updates about the situation in Afghanistan after the Taliban entered Kabul and took control of the presidential palace. With more details, our collaborator from Al Mayadeen, Bark Yuns.
The security situation in Afghanistan is still tense after Ahmed Massoud announced from Panjshir that he had launched an armed movement against the Taliban and called on Afghan citizens to align with him and work towards a military revolution against the Taliban. Meanwhile, Amrullah Saleh, the first Afghan vice president who ranked below former President Ashraf Ghani, proclaimed himself the acting president of Afghanistan and joined Ahmad Shah Massoud in Panjshir. Afghanistan, therefore, is back into a civil war scenario between the Taliban and their supporters on the one hand and the Panjshiris plus those who joined them on the side of Amrullah Saleh on the other. It is worth noting that Panjshiris managed to gather military equipment, tanks and helicopters for their future military actions against the Taliban. The Taliban declared an amnesty for those who had dealings and links with the United States, and also for government officials, and has already begun to face the many complex internal issues in Afghanistan, the most important being the difficult economic situation in which the Afghan currency fell to record low, while investors and citizens fear the disruption of food supplies if the borders between Afghanistan and neighboring countries remain closed. Some sources pointed out that leading and long-time Afghan leaders will serve in the government, something that would help calm the situation in Afghanistan, such as former Afghan President Hamid Karzai, Islamic Party leader Qalbuddin Hekmatyar, Dr. Abdullah, chairman of the High Council for National Reconciliation. Sources reported that the Taliban are currently developing an inclusive strategy for all religious sectors to include them in a political process away from hostility and sectarian strife. Pakistan is moving forward with a dialogue process with Afghan leaders, including the Speaker of the Afghan Parliament of the former ousted government, aiming to strengthen the mechanism for dialogue and ensure successful negotiations, primarily focused on stabilizing the security situation. For TeleSUR from Al Mayadeen, Bakr Yunus, Islamabad, Pakistan.